Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Joe Burrow saddened by burglary, calling it a violation of privacy. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the Dallas Cowboys in dramatic fashion on Monday Night Football. However, the Cowboys weren't the only ones to lose something that evening. Superstar quarterback Joe Burrow had his house broken into. It is a discouraging situation, especially considering his love for Cincinnati and Ohio in general. The Bengals QB spoke about what happened and touched base on how he felt following the incident. Burrow, who has always been a straight-up guy, seemed discouraged by what happened Monday and left it brief as well. The story gets a little more crazy, which is likely why Burrow was upset about his private life also being released to the public. It was reported that model and influencer Olivia Ponton was the one who called the police. Here's what Cincinnati.com's Casey Sloan reported. Ponton told police she found the bedroom window shattered and the room ransacked, the incident report notes. The 22-year-old called her mom, Diane Ponton, after discovering the break-in, and her mom also called the police, Sloan penned. That's likely where Burrow hinted at the more ways than one. It's certainly a disappointing scenario for the superstar quarterback and those involved in the situation. The McCarthy Chronicles, Cowboys can't do any better than this. It wasn't too long ago that everyone was certain the Cowboys would be looking for a new head coach after this year. Mike McCarthy's contract expires once the season ends, and a losing streak that saw Dak Prescott go down for the year only escalated the odds of that happening. Then the Cowboys won 2 straight, both of them against division foes, and momentum began to shift in the coach's favor. Prescott made a rare media appearance to vouch for McCarthy, and Stephen Jones admitted that the entire team feels the same way. Then, before the Monday night game kicked off against the Bengals, Troy Aikman added to the discourse, as if the universe was playing a cosmic practical joke, the Cowboys immediately went on to lose in the most dumbfounding way possible. After the defense sacked Joe Burrow on 3rd and long with 2 minutes left in the game and the score all tied up, Dallas blocked the punt and then foolishly tried to recover it, giving the ball right back to Cincinnati as a result. The dire mental error in such a crucial moment immediately let the social media hounds loose on McCarthy, with fans calling for him to be fired and expressing regret over the apparent about-face of the internal sentiment on the coach. There's just one problem: the Cowboys can't do any better than this. That's both in the short and long term, too. Just about everyone not named Jerry or Steven agrees that the offseason strategies this year were not put together with winning in 2024 as the foremost priority. It's not entirely surprising that the team stumbled early on, and it's even less surprising that they got worse after Prescott went down. Hope of a magical turnaround was extinguished several weeks ago, although the 2-game win streak cracked the door open ever so slightly. This loss to the Bengals was a reminder, though, that the Cowboys in this current moment are not equipped to contend for the playoffs. In the long run, though, the Cowboys have an uneasy future too. They have 11 starters with expiring contracts this year, and Micah Parsons will likely want a new contract before his 5th-year option officially kicks in. Following next year, the Cowboys will have contract decisions to make on Darren Bland, Jake Ferguson, Donovan Wilson, Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Aubrey, and Terrence Steele, among others. They're also already tied to Prescott and CeeDee Lamb for at least the next 4 years. On some level, that's a good thing, but Prescott is already the longest-tenured starting quarterback in the league. He'll already be entering next season coming off his season-ending injury, so adding a total scheme overhaul onto his plate would be unwise. That's what dumping McCarthy would mean: a new scheme, a new language, and an entirely different set of personnel requirements on offense. While many fans would be elated to ditch the Texas Coast offense after just 2 years, pulling off a scheme change is easier said than done. Finding the right coach to do it is an entirely different animal. Many fans want Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, but that seems highly unlikely. The other two names most commonly associated with the potential vacancy are Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel. As of the time of publication, Belichick is reportedly on the verge of taking the head coaching job at the University of North Carolina. But we'll reference him here because he was a likely candidate until just recently, and it helps build out the context. Belichick is a defensive mind whose track record on offense has been spotty, at least when he doesn't have Tom Brady running the show. The same can be said of Vrabel, who went 13-21 after losing offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. In the 6 years that Vrabel coached the Titans, his offense was 13th in EPA/play and 14th in success rate. In that same span, the Cowboys are 5th and 3rd, respectively. The biggest knock on McCarthy is that he doesn't win in the postseason. It's a silly thing to say about a coach who has a Super Bowl ring to his name, but McCarthy is 1-3 in the playoffs in Dallas. Belichick and Vrabel have had their moments in the playoffs, though. Belichick obviously has 6 rings, while Vrabel's second year with the Titans saw them reach the conference championship game. Of course, neither coach has done much recently. Following that stellar 2019 year for the Titans, Vrabel went 0-2 in the playoffs and then failed to reach the postseason his next 2 years. Meanwhile, Belichick has just one playoff appearance since Brady left the Patriots, and he hasn't won a playoff game since the 2018 season. Bryce Young has strong feelings about the Panthers being favored over the Cowboys. The Carolina Panthers may be on a 3-game losing streak, but things are looking up for the team. The team is 3-10 and dead last in the NFC South, but the Panthers have a decent chance to grab a W on Sunday when they host the 5-8 Dallas Cowboys. The last 5 Panthers games have been decided by 6 points or fewer. The Panthers have now covered the spread in 5 straight games, and sportsbooks are rewarding them by making Carolina a 1.5-point favorite in their Week 15 matchup against the Cowboys. This is the first time the Panthers have been favored in a game since Week 15 in 2022, per CBS Sports, which means the Panthers have gone 33 straight games without being a favorite. This all could change by game time. Even though the Cowboys lost on Monday Night Football to the Cincinnati Bengals, quarterback Cooper Rush still had an impressive game. Quarterback Bryce Young is a reason for the slight turnaround. He's thrown at least 1 touchdown in 6 straight games after throwing 0 touchdowns in the prior 6 games. But Young, the first overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, isn't taking the Panthers' favorite status as any type of win. It doesn't mean anything for Sunday. The score is going to start 0-0, Young told reporters Wednesday. Young's total QBR, 60.0, since Week 9 ranks 13th in the NFL, ahead of Kansas City Chiefs star Patrick Mahomes, Washington Commanders rookie Jaden Daniels, and Philadelphia Eagles MVP candidate Jalen Hurts. Hat tip ESPN, if the Panthers remain favored against the Cowboys and cover, it will be the first time they've done that since September 23, 2021, when they defeated the Houston Texans 24-9 as a 9-point favorite. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Bryce Young? Leave your opinion in the comments.